Hello friends and welcome back to another video. Today's tale concerns Something Awful user Beatmaster J, often considered something of a successor to Grover of Grover House. Our protagonist, Beatmaster J, is a resident of California and owner of a large home. He works as a sales engineer, which basically means he works in tech sales, and he makes pretty good money doing that. However, like Grover, he's a pretty thrifty guy. He's got this whole blog dedicated to saving money. He doesn't seem to have updated it since 2013, but it's still linked in his Something Awful profile. On that money-saving blog, he explains that, "I will often go out of my way for a good money-making opportunity if I see one. I can attribute my home and many other luxury items I own to the simple fact that I am willing to take a risk if I think it will come with a reward. My track record is nearly flawless, though my risks are generally not too great, and almost all of my methods can be reproduced with a little legwork and time." One of those methods is DIY home renovation. Beatmaster J often frequented design and DIY related threads on Something Awful, and he's like obsessed with curating this image of wealth and classiness for himself. Unfortunately for him, he has just the most god-awful taste. In fact, last year Beatmaster J revealed that he is now a Cybertruck owner, which is just... it's just, like, you're gonna see this could not possibly be more fitting. This man is like the human embodiment of a Cybertruck. 10 minutes into this video, you're gonna miss Grover so bad. He says that he wants his house to look like, quote-unquote, a modern Vegas hotel room. By the time he starts working on the bathroom that would become known as Doom Bathroom, he's already renovated his bedroom himself. And as much as this does make me want to throw up, it does not prepare you for Doom Bathroom. I'm willing to accept that I hate his bedroom just because whatever, that's me. I'm allergic to colors. My taste is creepy antiques and books everywhere. We know this. I hate the bedroom. Okay, maybe that's just a me problem. But the Doom Bathroom is different. This bathroom would strike fear into the hearts of internet users everywhere. Also, throughout this video, you may notice that some of the screenshots of Beatmaster J's posts look a little bit different, and that is because literally while I was editing this video, literally within the past, week or two, this man got permabanned from Something Awful for threatening to dox people for making fun of the Doom Bathroom. So that's a thing. And one final thing before we proceed. If you're not familiar with the Something Awful forums, I have an important vocabulary word for you moving forward. Goon. Goons. I don't like the way you rowdy youths have been using that word lately, by the way. A goon is supposed to mean, like, a freaky little henchman, a nasty little dude, a greasy little goon, okay? This is why Something Awful users refer to themselves and each other as goons. A goon is a Something Awful user. Write that down. Okay, now we can go. Actually, never mind. There is one more thing. Before I tell you this story, let me quickly introduce you to this video's sponsor, Love in Deep Space. Love in Deep Space is an immersive, semi-realistic 3D interactive game available on Android and iOS. In Love in Deep Space, you take on the role of a deep space hunter, venturing into mysterious civilizations and battling alongside captivating companions in the futuristic city of Lincoln. Right now, Love in Deep Space is hosting a limited time event called Submerged Eclipse, featuring their beloved character, Raphael. If you're familiar with the game already, this isn't the version of Raphael you're used to. He's now transformed into a powerful Lemurian sea god, and has a stunning new mermaid outfit to match that persona, which you'll get the chance to unlock. In this gripping new storyline from Love in Deep Space, you play as Raphael's destined bride. Only your heart can save him and restore his divine power, and you'll have to make the choice whether you sacrifice yourself to save this hunky merman. And just imagine, you can presumably do all of that while commuting to work on the bus in the morning. If you are intrigued, you can check out Love in Deep Space using the link in the description below. Jump into the Submerged Eclipse event today and immerse yourself in an unforgettable story. Don't miss out, that link is, as I said, down below for your clicking. And now I return you to your regularly scheduled content. March 2017, Beatmaster J began posting about the remodel of his bathroom. I still have a few months to go before I finish, but I'll post updates as they come. A lot of things are still being decided as I go, and I have a very time-consuming full-time job that I also have to attend to. But I hope to make some stable progress each week. Fortunately, it's been planned out in such a way that I will still be able to fully use my bathroom during construction, and I have no wife to nag me about finishing. Here are some before pics. Here's where you think to yourself, there's nothing wrong with it. Why would you remodel it? Here's a rough SketchUp design of what the completed bathroom will resemble. And here's the fun progress pics. Keep in mind, for the most part, I'm doing it all myself with the help of a friend here and there, with the exception of tile installation and the shower pan install. Breaking apart 2 inches of mortar to get rid of this tub surround. Talk about a pain in the ass. A scene from an Aleppo war-torn home. Oh wait, it's my bathroom after demolishing the tub surround. Framing out a new shower wall, had to remove an exterior window. At this point, comments are skeptical but curious. Beatmaster J installs countertops and vanities, runs into some minor issues like the doors he bought for the cabinets being too big, the drain holes in the countertops being too small. He installs the sinks. The vanity drain isn't to code. Remember how Grover was obsessed with doing everything to code and like going into it, he didn't know anything about the codes, but he bought himself the giant manual of all of the residential building codes and he always had inspectors in there. He was obsessed with the codes, learning the codes. Yeah, this guy is not, he's not like that. This guy makes Grover look very competent. Today, I ripped out the subfloor where my tub is going to be installed, since I'll be dropping the floor a few inches to make a tub pit. This nice big safety hazard of a pit will probably be here for at least a week or 2. Got the plumbing installed for the new tub, also chopped about 2 inches off the top of the I-beams. I know. Those are engineered I-beams that you cut the top off. Yes, which I'm sure is not to code, but it's the only way I can accomplish what I'm trying to do. They will be getting new tops before I reinstall the subfloor. Besides the obvious you probably shouldn't have done that, let me know if you have any suggestions on how to improve the structural rigidity of said I-beams before I close the floor back up. Damn, when I used to run electrical, I was only allowed to drill the middle 1/3 of these engineered beams. You've removed all of the compressive strength of the joist in an area of heavy loading. The beams that Beatmaster J cut into for the sake of sinking his tub into the floor. They're called I-joists. I don't really know very much about construction, so I had to Google that. Wikipedia tells me the advantage of I-joists is that they are less likely to bow, crown, twist, cup, check, or split as would a piece of dimensional lumber. Basically, they're stronger than a regular piece of wood because of the way that they're put together. And by cutting the tops off of them, he's completely compromised that strength. And then on top of that, quite literally on top of that weak part of the floor, he plans to put hundreds of pounds of bathtub. So I'm sure you can imagine the problem. Holy fucking shit, we have a new Grover. You aren't supposed to cut the flanges on engineered beams. You just made your project a lot bigger. Those beams will need to be replaced. Beatmaster J attempts to appease the goons by posting his new plan for reinforcing the beams. Have you talked to an engineer about this? Dude, I really think you need to consult someone before moving forward on this. Okay, you guys scared me sufficiently enough that I reached out to some engineers. I spoke with one and he gave me some suggestions on how to accomplish what I wanted to do. Might involve some contractors, but it's probably the right thing to do, so for now this will be on hold until I can get some contractors over. I would definitely consider myself more of a designer than an engineer. I'll admit there wasn't enough thought put into that particular piece of the puzzle, but I'm also not convinced that there isn't a relatively safe way to re-strengthen those joists to an acceptable level. But before you go on about not believing that I don't know anything about joists and should go stand under my inevitably collapsing bathtub until the date of my most certain doom, rest assured that I am seeking proper help. I think much in the way an immune system with absolutely nothing to do sometimes just ends up attacking itself, the suburban homeowner with a perfectly nice house with nothing that needs remodeling or fixing can go a bit nuts and just start attacking itself, to the point it begins to gnaw away the load-bearing elements of the building. It's like an autoimmune disorder, except with amateur builders. This may come as a shock, but I'm not actually a licensed contractor, just a lowly, ambitious DIYer. Mistakes will be made. Fortunately, I can afford my mistakes. If you're okay with builder-grade bathrooms, then more power to you, but I like a different level of house. On the bright note, I haven't done anything that will need to be undone to accomplish my goal. What I did still would have been done by a contractor in the process of adding new beams. The only thing that changed is my path towards completion. We all have expensive lessons in life, but I'm a quick learner. I've gotten far in life by doing things myself and learning from my mistakes. I'm sure people are going to continue to give me shit because it makes them feel better about themselves. But at the end of the day, I still get to feel better about myself for getting up and doing something most people don't have the balls to do themselves, mistakes or otherwise. Then surely with your financial largesse, it would have made sense to hire out a contractor. Surely if he's more of a designer, then a good contractor would be able to execute that design better than he would, but Beatmaster J disagrees. He doesn't trust contractors. Just in general. He doesn't like them, he doesn't trust them. He thinks that they're all lazy and unhelpful. He says that he called 7 different contractors in one day to try and get someone to come over and fix the tub, but none of them would come over immediately and do it for him. I'm shocked a trained and skilled craftsman didn't come over the same day to fix a DIYer's major fuckfest. You're still a dope for slicing up the structural integrity of your house, LOL. Signed, a licensed engineer. You're the kind of engineer I don't want to hire, but feel free to prove me wrong and actually be helpful at some point. Signed, an ambitious DIYer. I'm just upset he tore up a bathroom that is way better than my bathroom. Was. Y'all finished kicking OP, I want to see him fix this. Seriously, you have to have pretty thick skin to post shit on this site. Gonna try and call a few more contractors tomorrow and see if I can set up some appointments. Wish me luck. I'm still trying to understand what the goal of that even was. I've purposely neglected to mention why I'm doing this, but it will be made apparent soon enough. But once you recognize the secret reason for cutting the floor joists, you will feel ashamed of your words and deeds. Did you get any permits to do this work? Isn't California crazy about getting permits for remodels? You'll never be able to sell this house if the stuff isn't up to code. It's my goal to do everything up to code, and once I get a contractor involved, it's likely there will be permits needed, possibly for other things, which I'll take care of if needed. That said, my last home had an extensive bathroom remodel without any permits, and there was no issues when it was sold. So the answer is no. The answer to did you get any permits for the answer is no. That's sales engineer for no. Your modification to the tub drain here weirds me out too. It looks like there was originally a vent pipe running inside the tub box that you cut, but looking at your modification, I'm not sure it'll work as an adequate vent anymore. You've already done a lot of work, I get that. You've done other DIY work, I get that. But you've made several modifications to the core of your house and sealed them up so they can't be inspected or repaired, which is a dangerous thing to do. And you've glossed over some pretty important modifications as well. Filling in a window isn't difficult, but it's easy to fuck up as well. We saw no pictures of the vapor barrier on your house being repaired, or any insulation going in. You put in a non-load-bearing wall for your shower, but have no way to check and see how well it's secured to the rafters, since you installed it over an existing drywall ceiling. No matter how good your work may look on the outside, it'll be worthless if it causes problems down the line, especially if the problems can be traced to modifications you made. Another user, by the username of Kid Sinister, is particularly dedicated to making fun of Beatmaster J. He finds his LinkedIn account and informs everyone in the thread that Beatmaster J has included self-taught DIY expert on his resume. That's not gonna go very well now, is it? For the record, he doesn't work in construction or anything remotely related. In fact, the only reason he does this DIY shit is because he's a major skinflint. Please stop doxing him or he won't come back. For real, do not take this away from me. Beatmaster J and his bathroom have made an enemy. Just think about his innocent wife and children, which he doesn't have, living in that death trap of a house. He's a dangerous, dangerous man who needs to be stopped. Kid Sinister digs through his post history, he finds the bedroom renovation, they get into a stupid extended argument about the wiring of the bedroom. But if you'd open your eyes a bit, you can quite clearly see in the very pic you quoted that there is an appliance cord connected to the junction box, right there just waiting to be plugged in. The plug and outlet are just as accessible as a refrigerator, but this still won't change your opinion. Nice try. There's no outlet in the picture. I assure you, my opinion of you is now mostly based on your calling people idiots when you're the fuckhead who lets his wife sleep in a room next to this one, when you're living in a major earthquake area. Also, I know how many bedrooms your house has. I'd be willing to bet that you have some kids too. If you were smart, you'd move them somewhere else for the time being, but no, you'd rather try and spin this into you not being a dumbass than protect your family. Why the fuck would I put an appliance cord in a junction box if I didn't have anything to plug it into? Seriously, you're just trolling for the sake of trolling. No amount of proof would sway your opinion. You probably think the earth is flat too, because you're an idiot. I like how you completely ignored your family's safety. I still don't think you've learned your lesson about this. I'm halfway thinking about reporting you to your city just to make sure you do. I feel like you shouldn't be doxing people and calling authorities because you just don't believe him when he was saying he's getting it fixed, dude. Now that I reported you to your city's building division who will make you actually follow through, I feel better already. It's really cute that you guys care more about lulz on the internet than actual human beings living in that house. Show me the form. So I think we got off on the wrong foot here. My thick skin is wearing thin, and I'm about ready to bail on this thread, which I'm sure would give you all plenty to talk about. I love sharing my projects with people, and with every project I learn an immense amount, this one included. But unfortunately, there is no good way to deal with the thread shitting that is occurring here. There are many approaches I could take. Should I apologize for being an amateur? Well, that would probably lead to more and more people telling me I'm in over my head. Should I ignore everyone and keep doing what I planned on doing my way? Well, that will probably just result in people calling me an idiot. Should I listen to the advice and continue to defend myself every day? Well, that doesn't seem to be working so far, because everyone is still calling me an idiot. I'm trying not to be an asshole to anyone, but a lot of people are being an asshole to me, which is forcing me to look like an asshole while defending myself. It's a bit of a catch-22. It should be very clear to everyone that I'm contacting contractors and engineers to find a solution to my current bathtub predicament. There is absolutely zero reason to continue to bash me about it until I move forward with my solutions. As I've said several times before, I am an ambitious DIYer. I call myself a DIY expert on LinkedIn, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially for a resume. There's not a lot I can do at this point to get anyone to respect me, and I'm not going to try to get people to do that, but I will continue to seek advice going forward and do things to the best of my ability. But if it's just going to turn into a huge dog pile on me, then there's no need for me to continue sharing. I know it's a lot to ask, but let's all try to be civil and constructive, and I'll try not to sound like I know everything, because I don't. I respect your candor. I call myself a DIY expert on LinkedIn, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially for a resume. You are not a DIY expert. You are very, very bad at DIY. This is okay. I am too. I don't know if you're in sales or business or something, but you don't need to be constantly promoting yourself to the point that you start to believe your own lies. Fake it till you make it, or at least until your house burns down from an electrical fire or the tub falls through the floor. This is what people are worried about and pissed off about, that you just can't not be in self-promotion mode over this. I am genuinely interested in why you decided to sink the bathtub into the floor, OP. Like, bathtubs are designed to sit at the height they are because that's what works. If they were more comfortable / effective 3 inches lower, then they would be made that way. I'm not going to make fun of you. Why did you want to lower the bathtub in the first place? My guess is that he was going to sit the tub inside a shower pan and then have a homebrew infinity edge tub based on this image. You're absolutely correct. That looks like it's supposed to be gravel down there. The tub will overflow into it and drain out underneath. If so, then the what I want to do part of the only way to accomplish what I want to do is to create a black mold farm under a water stain sculpture. I think it may be an art piece about the intractable existentialism in the content of our modern socio-political global economy of consumerism or something. Beatmaster J, come back. Your tantalizing reveal hasn't been deflated. Tell us what your plan was going to be and how the only way to do it required sacrificing the structural integrity of your home! Beatmaster J seems to have disappeared under the pressure of all of the cyberbullying. Kid Sinister assures everyone that he saved all of the incriminating images in case Beatmaster J deletes the thread. He won't escape justice! Everybody calls Kid Sinister a weird freak. And tells him to stop doing this. You've never dealt with DIY types like this guy before, have you? The ones that are all gung-ho about tearing open walls and floors despite not really knowing what they're doing. He's not the first DIYer I've met like this, and he won't be the last. DIYers like him take personal affront to other people disapproving of their disasters, then go at them anyway. You're assuming that the engineers and contractors he talked to actually exist. All of his shenanigans would have been nipped in the bud if he had done a project of this scope properly and got approved plans and permits. Then he would have heard don't cut through your load-bearing floor and not get permits for it until he comes around and actually does it right. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being an amateur DIYer. If you're not sure about a project, then post for help before you do anything dangerous. If you do mess up, actually take the advice and don't insist you're still right when God and everyone can see you messed up. I think this man's parents were killed by rogue DIYers or something. If he sees one Pinterest link, he's gonna fucking lose it. Kid Sinister, kindly fuck off, you creepy stalker. Who on earth archives someone's photos in a DIY thread? What is wrong with you? You've never seen someone delete everything incriminating after being caught before, have you? User was banned for this post. Kid Sinister is blamed for driving Beatmaster J off and making it so that no one will ever find out why the tub needed to be sunken. The goons are going through every stage of grief. He'll come back. Fucking goons ruin everything. I was genuinely interested to see how this mess was gonna be fixed. OP, for every mean troll, there are 50 goons raptly waiting for your next update. Don't go. Someone power tripped and now we all lose. The mystery of this tub will never be solved. I feel incomplete. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Heck of a ride. But look who returns. Well, with Kid Sinister gone, hopefully longer than a day, I can tell you that I don't miss him. I'm going to take the advice of some and not post for a while until I have something meaningful to post. I have contacted over 10 contractors, and as of yet, not a single one has come over. And to that note, not a single one has called me an idiot or said that it couldn't be fixed when I told them I cut my beams. So, between my job and finding a contractor, things are going to be slow for a while. On a side topic, I'm not a really private person. I'm fully aware of what can be found about me on Google. So if you need to know the details of my private life, like the concern for the safety of my non-existent wife and kids, or the number of bedrooms in my house, 5, just ask. Don't be creepy. Also, I'm enjoying the speculation about what my bathtub pit is for, so I'm not gonna ruin it. Continue talking amongst yourselves. They do continue talking amongst themselves. They make lots of helpful suggestions for the bathroom, some to do with fixing the structural integrity of the floor, some a little sillier than that. Bathroom could use a fire pit. To bidet or not to bidet? That is the question. Glass bottom infinity bidet with heated rain shower water spray. I'm gonna ask the obvious question here. Can your renovation lose the bathtub and you still be happy? It would basically be blasphemy to have a bathroom that large without a tub. I would shoot my resale value in the foot. Also, I like bathtubs, even though I never use them. So why does it need to be lowered? You keep teasing this without answering. Eventually, Beatmaster J hires a contractor whose vibe he likes. He found the one contractor he can get along with in California, apparently, and things are on track. Things are moving forward. Good update, OP. You had a pretty shaky middle to this thread, but hopefully you're on the right track. Still want to know what's up with that tub. The contractor gets back to him with a full plan of everything that needs to be done, and to quote, "Turns out that the cost of repairing the floor is $5,500. Most of his DIY work needs to be ripped out and redone by contractors to ever pass an inspection. The vanities that he put in at the beginning end up getting ripped back out. Some users are not impressed with this positive turn of events. They wanted him to fail for their amusement. This is bullshit. I was promised a goddamn Grover House. I just want to watch the world burn. I just want to watch Grover House burn. I'm assuming it already did. Nah, it melted. It sank into the septic tank swamp. Okay, so level with me. DIY is great, but sometimes it goes bad. Sometimes it goes bad enough you have to get pros to fix it. In the end, was it worth the DIY, even considering that? Are you getting the bathroom you wanted, roughly, in the end? Well, I certainly learned a lot. Without the challenge of the floor joists, my plan was to do everything except build the shower pan/hot map and do the tile work. Those items were always going to be contracted out, although likely to some cheaper Craigslist guys. If I could do it again myself, I probably would. I enjoy DIY and learning things about this stuff, and sometimes you have to make some mistakes to get things right. The bathroom will still be completed exactly as intended. I was adamant about that with the contractor, so they understand that I will be heavily involved in the design of things, which has only changed slightly from the 3D mock-up. The reason I decided to contract most of it was because knowing an inspection would be required for the floor joists meant many other items would be triggered for inspection as well at the same time. So basically, his DIY work was never gonna pass inspection and he knew it, so now it's all having to get redone because he ripped out his floor. Awesome. Did that creepy dude really report you to the city or was he full of shit? Pretty sure he was just blowing internet smoke. That being said, it takes a while to get inspectors over, so maybe there was some delays and he will be here soon. It is revealed that the quote from the contractor for finishing the bathroom is $23,000, and that's presumably not including all of the money that Beatmaster J spent on his DIY work before that. But this man, he just refuses to have regrets. Will I get the full cost of this bathroom back? Which will be quite a bit more than $23,000, by the way. Probably not. But will my home get more attention and more competition when I sell it? Probably. But it's a gamble. This is a much more expensive remodel than most people would probably do in this style of home. But it's what I want, and is what will make me happy. And that's really what matters for now, since I have to live with it. You have a good attitude moving forward. It would drive me absolutely bonkers knowing that simply asking an internet forum about my plan ahead of time could have saved me something like $20,000. I couldn't handle it. So, OP, how did you earn all of this money that you seem intent on pissing away. Inheritance? I'm a sales engineer. I do pretty well. No inheritance. I only piss away my own money. When do we find out why the tub is sunken? Grand reveal at the end? It's purely aesthetic. The infinity tub sounds nice, but it's nothing that fancy. Come on, dude, you can do better. How about MC Escher tub? Also, why the fuck are you putting gravel around your tub other than to serve as an ideal environment for mold? To serve as an ideal environment for mold, which is the same reason I would imagine these people did it. And he links to a bunch of aesthetic reference photos for a tub surrounded by rocks or gravel. If I was buying a house with a bathroom like this, I'd ask for 40K knocked off the price for when I had to gut it and put in a usable, cleanable bathroom. Dimly lit red and black moldy bathroom dungeons are all the rage these days. Like, does OP understand those photos are just staged for design magazines and aren't at all intended to be functional bathrooms in some random suburban California house? Man, tough crowd. I didn't know you guys hated rocks so much. Put rocks in the other rooms too. Why not rocks around your fridge to collect food scraps and moisture? Make your washing machine look cool with sunken rocks. Surround your bed. Surround the toilet. Replace all flooring with loose rocks. Rock on, OP. Rock on. I study geology. Rocks rule. What kind of rocks are you gonna use? Please don't say granite. Go with something a little more unique. Olivine? Look at this rock hipster. I skipped all the interior design and just bathe in a fish pond in my neighbor's backyard. Saves me a shitload of money too. I did the opposite. My whole bathroom is stainless steel. Walls, floor, ceiling, all stainless. All steam welded. When it comes time to clean, I seal up the room as the entrance door is a military surplus off a submarine. I set the wash cycle and the open shower design allows a high pressure, high temperature spray to reach all corners of the room. Bleach is pumped in through the plumbing, and when it's finished, it all drains through my Asian floor toilet. Okay, if the rocks are necessary, I think I've got a mold-free solution. Lower the floor even more. Then put in the rocks. Then put in enough water to completely cover the rocks. And then add a pond filter to agitate and clean the water. No mold, maybe some algae, but I think the room is dark enough that with the one window walled up, that shouldn't be a problem. Then, since you've got the rocks and the water and the filter and everything, go ahead and add some fish. Put your tub in a koi pond. Encapsulate the rocks in clear epoxy. Encapsulate the whole bathroom in clear epoxy. Fill the pond around your tub with hermit crabs. Install a garburator in the tub. Mold for the mold god. OP, put sod under your tub. The way you can step on that nice soft grass after you shower, keep a lawnmower in your linen closet, or buy a sheep. Bonus, if you can get a dog, it can shit and piss on it. Then you won't have to get up in the middle of the night to let it out. Who cares about the dog? We all know OP's gonna piss on his tub lawn every time he's drunk. To try and appease the goons, who are, I wanted to say concerned, but mostly really excited for his mold farm, Beatmaster J decides to do a little experimentation. He gets some rocks, puts them in a bin, splashes them with some water, and leaves them in his bathroom to see if they grow mold. Did you bathe in the water first? No, but my hands were dirty and the water was transferred with them. Does that count? Those are the rocks. You couldn't get some shinier ones? Those are not the rocks. Those are just test rocks. I'd probably go with some smoother and more uniform river rocks, but it was just what they had available at Home Depot when I went. That's what we call a confounding factor! Gotta test the real rocks or the lab results are worthless. Worthless! Ah shit, you're performing the tests with builder grade rocks? Retail rocks. Those aren't bespoke hand-gathered riverbed rocks. Ah! Come on, OP, let's make it fair. You're gonna be getting into the tub over those rocks, too. So rub them with some dirty socks to get all the foot goodness into them. Wetting them was a nice touch, but make sure it's lukewarm water. Don't forget to sprinkle more on daily. And throw some plastic wrap over the top so it's nice and humid. I mean, if you're gonna do a test, you want worst case scenario, right? So sprinkle a few tablespoons of dirt from outside, not potting soil, onto them because things get dirty over time. Keep that humidity up and see what happens. Don't forget to give it plenty of sun. You won't actually be stepping on the rocks, so I can't concede to the dirty sock. I'll sprinkle additional water occasionally, but the number of times I used my old bathtub in the last 3 years can be counted on less than 2 hands. It can be counted on just, why did you say it? It can be counted on 1 hand. Can it be counted on 1.5 hands? I also won't be plastic wrapping. I'm leaving the rocks in the bathroom for a fair shot at realistic conditions, but I'm not going to sabotage my own experiment with your subterfuge. Wait, you compromise the structural integrity of your house for a bathtub you don't even plan to use. I'm not particularly fond of baths that don't involve random girls, but it is intended to be an albeit expensive focal point of the bathroom. From the very beginning, it was obvious that this was meant to be a sex bathroom. Well, damn, now that I know you're such a player, forget everything I said. You can't put a price tag on 3 sexual encounters a year. If it's mostly just for show, fill the tub with mercury. Hey, as fun as it is to make fun of you, and boy is it ever, can we at least try to talk you out of this? You're not adding value to your home, which is fine. I'm a big believer in treating houses like homes, not investments. Only you aren't going to use this tub, so you're getting nothing. Damaging your home for nothing. Lowering your resale value for nothing. Why? There is a good chance I would not have compromised my floor joists, knowing what I know now. But the damage has been done, and the cost to fix it essentially the same as to continue with my original plan. I may not use my tub much, but I also don't remodel things as a bachelor. My closet was designed with a woman in mind, despite not being married. Likewise, my bathroom is designed with a woman in mind. It will have a powder room that will be completely useless to me, but is the kind of thing a woman would look at and say, OMG, I want this. In the same vein, if a woman sees a nice, inviting-looking bathtub, they are going to swoon. And since women play an unfair role in the home-buying process, a woman who falls in love with my bathroom is going to help me sell my home someday. You may not like the design, but I assure you the finished product will exceed expectations. Shivers down my spine reading that one. You don't know many women, do you? Enough to know which parts of the bathroom they like. It's the toilet, right? Can we do like a bit of a waterfall? Maybe a nice big parrot? If only women didn't play an unfair role in the home buying process, all of this could have been avoided. All of it. Ugh, I'm so sick of women and their unfair roles. Apparently, you've never bought a house with a wife. Under most circumstances, the wife makes the final say on whether or not a couple buys a home. I've heard this from many real estate agents I've worked with in the past that assure me this is most often the case. I'm married and can tell you that you have a really depressing outlook on marriage. I guess that can explain why you're living the bachelor life after all. At least make your bathroom look like this. It's not like you have to worry about a woman seeing it anyway. I know what women want. My realtor explained it to me. I'm a woman. And while I don't speak for all women, nothing about that bathroom suits the way I'd want to use the space, even ignoring the aesthetic side of things. I like as much natural light as possible for putting on makeup and just waking myself up in the morning, and you boarded up a window. The dark gray stone and red paint are also going to soak up the artificial light and make the bathroom dank and cave-like. The tub is awkwardly placed and has nowhere but that tiny notch in the wall to store soaps, oils, grooming tools, or the book, wine, and music player I'd need to have a proper girly soak. Some girls are definitely a lot more wash and go than I am, but the fact that you're thinking of wooing a woman with a luxury bathroom makeover in the first place means you probably go for the traditional type of girl. Traditional girls tend to need bathroom storage and places to plug in their hot rollers. Some point out, semi-jokingly, that the women posting in the thread about how they don't like Beatmaster J's bathroom don't really count. Surely everyone posting on something awful is so much of a nasty goon that their gender doesn't matter. They're not real women, they're goons. Beatmaster J then unironically agrees that the women here couldn't possibly be representative of the general female population. Guys, is she a real woman if she knows how to post on the internet? I'm sorry if you don't agree with my superior philosophy on the home. You wouldn't get it because you're not a real woman. OP is building a nest to attract mates, not unlike several species of birds and fish. This is nature. This is evolution. I guess the shiny wet rocks will work if he's trying to attract a bowerbird, but the color scheme is all wrong. Shouldn't he go with blue and maybe some tasteful displays of feathers and plastic bits? Okay, I'm done. This is getting way too goony. Man, if goons find you this repulsive, imagine how women must see you. You killed him. You killed him dead with that one comment. Beatmaster J, post the mold! Have you wondered yet why his username is Beatmaster J? Have you wondered it? I mean, I get it if you haven't. Usernames are pretty nonsensical a lot of the time. But in this case, Beatmaster J has a website which has nothing to do with his day job as a sales engineer, but in fact, his side hustle as a DJ. People find this website, they begin posting pictures of him and making fun of his appearance. Someone says he has load-bearing sideburns. No, turn left, we don't need to dox him. We don't need to dox him again, you mean. You must have missed the first few pages of this thread where someone posted his LinkedIn and reported him to some housing safety commission. Is it really doxing to post pictures that someone has made publicly available and linked in their Something Awful profile. His Something Awful username is literally also his DJ name. Like, he's not hiding this. So it's not doxing exactly, but it is mean and scaring him away. There are important things at stake here. People are invested in the fate of this tub. I don't give a fuck about OP's whack-ass DJ career. I want to know about how his only aesthetic reference points for luxury appear to be mid-priced hotel chains and the car stereo department at Best Buy. So you're saying this is a valid representation of OP's aesthetic? OP, post the mold. OP, please come back before we start to feed on our own kind. OP, please come back. I have suggestions. With Beatmaster J seemingly gone, people just start comparing their bathrooms amongst themselves, having a pleasant chat, talking about what different bathrooms are like in different parts of the world. Everybody laughs at the American suburbs with their uniquely massive bathrooms. I mean, yeah, that thing pre-renovation looks the size of my bedroom. And then, just as they least expect it, he returns. This is probably a mistake, but whatever. It seems we have all calmed down a bit, myself included. I'd like to say some things now, in a forum, on the internet. I said some things that sounded sexist. It was not my intention to sound that way. I do not consider myself to be sexist, and I'll refrain from claiming I know everything women want in life. I may not be married, and while my personal relationships are of little relevance, I'm not disconnected from the female sex. Although, as mentioned by someone else, this forum is hardly representative of the average female. That being said, I stand by my statement that women make home buying decisions, not unfairly, just factly. Factly. Bro, buddy, friend, you literally said unfairly. Many of you have expressed concern over my design, stating that it looks akin to a modern Vegas hotel bathroom. Truth be told, if you had asked me what I wanted my bathroom remodel to look like, I would have used the words modern Vegas hotel bathroom, so I believe I have achieved my goal. The design is not going to change. There will be ample storage, ample light, and possibly some rocks. I have designed many rooms and several projects in my previous and current home, and have received a lot of praise for those projects. I don't expect you all to like my design, and that's okay, because you don't have to live in it. But if you're going to tell me you think it looks like shit, please post pictures of your own bathroom, as some of you have done, so we can all ridicule you as well. Also, so I know whether you're qualified to diss my design. We all have different tastes. Let's be a little more open-minded. I understand I'm going to get made fun of. You should understand that everything is being handled appropriately. Please, don't spend all of your energy picking apart everything I say just so you can make another joke. I might say some dumb things. I might say some things that aren't dumb, but still get picked apart because I'm the whipping boy of this thread. Let's do our best to keep the trolling to a minimum, if that's even possible here. I've said I'm not a very private person and will answer most questions I'm asked, but that doesn't mean you need to go posting pictures you found of me on the internet, despite how publicly available they are. And what's with the job bashing? I mean, I assume no matter what job title I provided, I would have gotten, oh, that explains it. He's employed as X. No wonder he's such a fuck up. Are sales engineers really that notoriously bad? Really, it's my job to keep salespeople from saying things that aren't true and showing people how stuff works. It's not an easy job to get, and not one they hand to anyone with a high school diploma. I do actually have to know lots of stuff to do my job. Anyway, that's all I can think of for now. Please be nice to me. I'm not better than anyone here. I just like different things. Hey OP, one of the reasons we made fun of you is because you keep calling women females. That's a really shitty dehumanizing thing to do. Women are people. When you say females, it reduces us to nothing but our gender. That's the way people talk about animals. It's insulting to do that to a human being, and it says a lot about who you are. Something Awful has this reputation for being kind of edgy and male-dominated, but honestly, I'm very pleasantly surprised by the goons' willingness to dunk on misogyny. They plead with him to accept that he is wrong, that women do not like his bathroom. Oh, bingus. That women do not like his bathroom, and that calling them females outs him as some, freaky incel type with bad opinions about women. He will not relent. Please don't drag me back into a sexist rant, but the whole picking apart what I said is exactly this. I hope it's clear to everyone that I'm being sincere and not trying to insult anyone. I think it's pretty clear. I'm not referring to animals when I say female. It's semantics. I was merely posting facts that women have a voice in the home buying process. But you're right. Let's drop it. Please, don't fucking call women females, you fucking asshole. If your defense against being told your behavior is sexist is don't criticize me or I'll get even more sexist. You are fucking trash, and I hope your electrified bed frame burns your chin strap off. You are the worst kind of female. It's fucking semantics, get over it. Explains why at your late 30s you are single. It really doesn't actually, there are far better reasons, but bitching about minor details makes you a cranky nag. My message and intentions were clear. There is no need to rip it apart because someone feels violated over a subtly different word. Real question, has any man in this thread ever been upset by being called a male? If more than 3 people say yes, I'll stop saying female. I like how you are explicitly calling for 4 men to back up the woman's opinion before you'll take it seriously. Great way to back up your non-sexism. Literally all you have to say is, okay, I'll say women like a normal person. It's so easy, and yet you just can't do it. You have to show females how manly you are. Then they're overwhelmed with lust hormones and want to mate with you. That's just how it works! Having been once again bullied into leaving the thread, Beatmaster J DMs a moderator his passive-aggressive parting message to the thread. OP would like you to know that he's taking his ball and going home and never coming back or even lurking. Like, they said to let you know, so here we are. I guess they couldn't wait 6 hours to post it themselves. Congratulations everyone, you ruined it by calling out his flagrant sexism and pig-headedness and abhorrent opinions. You really did it this time. That's okay, I'm sure he'll fit in much better on Reddit, where his fellow tasteless engineers will fawn over his impeccable design sensibilities and assure him that his bedroom and bathroom are certain to acquire him many females. I do not believe this result. His case of last word syndrome is too severe to simply leave. With him gone, people once again go back to just discussing their bathrooms amongst themselves, having a pleasant time. So I put in contemporary bathroom.jpg and these came up. I guess these are the styles to pick from these days. Beatmaster J's bathroom looks like shit compared to those. This one's cool, you can show your ding-dong off to the whole city every morning. It was sunrise when Dominic Sterling, billionaire financier and playboy, stepped into his shower. The clear glass of the shower stall appointed him a luxurious view of the city skyline, obscured only by the dick and ass prints he left on the glass each morning, perfect as the first frost and distinctly Dominic. Each smudged rendition of his most intimate region was a coup counted against the world, a mark of power. With an artist's careful hand, Dominic spreads his cheeks and backed towards the glass. Yes, this was a fine morning to be alive. Also, remember how in the Grover House video, because Grover House video is like required reading before this one. So I'm assuming you've seen the Grover House video, but remember how in that one I was like, I can't find the vintage Grover House memes. I know they've got to be out there somewhere. I bet they're buried on something awful somewhere, but it's impossible to search. They're here. They've put Grover inside Beatmaster J's tub, also the damaged siding. We've got Grover Loss. I'm sure OP is still lurking here, and even though we're busting his balls, I'm sure that most of us, myself included, hope that he gets shit worked out properly. Don't take this personally, OP, but I had a flash of inspiration after work last night when I was showering in my builder-grade bathroom. Here is my latest creation, which I call The Sound of Building Science. Hello, bathroom, my old friend. I've come to alter you again. This builder-grade shit is just not for me. I need a ball in place where I can pee. And the vision that was formed inside my brain is so insane. It's just not sound. Building science. I cut through studs inside my walls. All those cuts, they were not small. I just felt like I had no choice when I cut the tops off my floor joists. When I posted pictures on the something awful boards, they came in hordes. It was not sound. Building science. And in this trying time for the thread, who returns but Kid Sinister? Goddamn, you all managed to scare the OP away without me just by calling him a misogynist. Well, it's load-bearing misogyny, you see. And so, eventually, the thread is closed. The goons accept that this story will never have an ending. At least not one that they know, because Beatmaster J and his bathroom are still out there somewhere. And legends say, if you put your ear to the Something Awful forums and you listen very closely, you can still hear him posting on DIY forums from time to time. Has anyone ever installed a sandbox in a bathroom? They're not letting him get away this time. How'd your bathroom turn out? If my thread hadn't turned into a complete shit show, you'd probably know, but it turned out great. Thanks for asking. How's your bathroom? It's wonderful. Thanks for asking. Man, I missed you guys. Call it semantics if you want, but I'd like to clear something up. Many of you are asking how the mistake was fixed, or some variant. The short version is there was no mistake to fix. That's right. Cutting the floor joists was part of the master plan all along. Now I will preface by saying that I was very naive in my understanding of joist physics and the potential dangers I imparted on my home by cutting them. Although much of the feedback from this forum was not constructive in the least, I won't deny that without the concern of many of you, my project might have had a much less safe ending for me or future homebuyers. So for that, I thank you. That being said, unless my rudimentary understanding of science is completely flawed, if you want to put something in the ground, you have to dig a hole. My design called for a sunken bathtub, and that's what I got. Whether it was me or the contractor, those joists were getting cut regardless, so I really just saved them some time. You can all rest assured that my design was executed appropriately by a licensed contractor who worked with a structural engineer to develop a solution to fit my goal. The city inspector then came by and signed off on it. You're never gonna post pictures of the bathroom, are you? There isn't a lot of motivation to post pictures of something pretty much everyone universally agreed was a shit design. I'd only be asking for more ridicule, and I'm pretty sure I've had enough of that. I'm happy with how it turned out. That's all that matters, I think. February 27th, 2019, around 2 years after he started the original Doom bathroom thread. It happens. Now that you've all forgotten, I guess I can post these pics.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Jesus Christ! What females crave. Good job posting that. We were all curious. I had no idea about the history here. I thought, but never mind what I thought, I guess. I hope you and your bathroom are happy together. If that's real, that's terrible. This thread has been given a beautiful gift. I oofed. I just want to point out that I tracked down that hideous Baroque damask wallpaper to its manufacturer and A, it's glitter wallpaper. B, according to the manufacturer's site, he installed it upside down. What I'm saying is that this is basically something out of a Trump hotel. I made a conscious decision to install it in that direction because I personally think it looks better that way. That's the result of claiming you know what females want in a bathroom? It looks like it would... It looks like when you turn a faucet handle, vroom noises should come out. But the goons want more. They're never satisfied. The way the bathroom is laid out, the toilet is in its own kind of small closet area with a door off to the side, and there's nothing in there but the toilet. So he didn't really think to photograph it. Nothing going on, nothing interesting going on in the toilet closet. So obviously, everyone starts demanding that he post his toilet pics right now. I will PM a toilet pic to anyone who posts a picture of their bathroom in this thread. You will not have permission to post my picture anywhere. He's got a master plan here, though. Which is that every time somebody posts their bathroom pic, he is going to shit on it. Extravagantly, the way people did to his bathroom. Black and white, how original. How do you get out of that shower without tripping and slamming your chin on the tile floor? Looks like a death trap waiting to happen. And what's going on with your floor anyway? I can't tell if that's balls of hair, broken tile, an ugly rug or what, but at least you got a nice little storage unit to sit over your toilet like a sore thumb. I guess you know what it's like to shower in a cave too. You have a toilet pic. Don't share it. Here's my bathtub for when I need to do girly things like relax in a tub that won't fall into my neighbors below. Yes, I do this once a week because it's nice to treat yourself. Seriously, how do you even fit in that? It looks about 8 inches deep. I can't imagine sitting in the fetal position, listening to the fine sounds of Kenny G while the top half of my body is freezing. Not to mention, I have to be careful not to move lest I knock over 10 bottles of toiletries. Sure love that fancy fiberglass tub surround though. Very classy. Also, you have a toilet pic. Don't share it. Man, you spent an excess of $30K for a bathroom that will prevent your house from ever selling. And you're gonna do this? I certainly don't see why my bathroom should be the only one to get any attention. This thread is for critiquing interior designs. That's all I'm doing. People start comparing the design of the bathroom to the game Doom, which is this 90s first-person shooter. Everything is very grim and dark, lots of red and black. The way the bathroom is tiled really does kind of mimic the old graphics. So naturally, someone had to go and make the bathroom into a Doom map. Specifically, Tumblr user Dieting Hippo made it in Doom. Everyone say thank you to that guy because, I mean, this kinda does fuck. But if you, dear viewer, want to commit to the meme harder than literally anyone else and have a spare $1 million lying around, I've great news. Because you can own the Doom bathroom. It's for sale right now. What destroys me the most is that the rest of the house looks so normal. Okay, actually, I mean, this room is pretty sus. this one room is pretty sus. But mostly it's like these grays and blues and neutral tones. And it's fine. And then there's the fucking Doom bathroom. And just, why did one man need all of this space? Why is this living space for one man? Just coming from the perspective of someone who lives with my partner in a one-bedroom condo, what the hell? There's even a 3D tour, and I'm very happy to say, after all of this time, we finally have a toilet reveal. Is it everything you dreamed of? The very expensive room where Beatmaster J poops. People have definitely been talking about it again because it's for sale now, which is probably why I've seen it before, but I think this is why it came to my attention again, and I thought, what a perfect sequel to the Grover House video. I think many of the people who posted in the original Something Awful thread were totally right that whoever buys this house next is going to rip out the Doom bathroom, especially looking at what an outlier it is next to the rest of the house. This may very well be the last images we see of the Doom bathroom. But maybe not. Maybe there are still more plot twists to come. We shall see. But for now, that is the entire story of the Doom bathroom. I hope you enjoyed it, my friends. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video, and I will see you in another one very soon.